in the wild, you only think, can a vegan survive better or can a carnivore survive better in the wild? बिकॉज पत्ते तो हम खाते नहीं है. ओके, पत्ते तो हम खा नहीं सकते. जो कुछ, so I'm not against vegan diet, okay, so but vegan diet is only possible after agriculture and after civilization and after cultivation, but before that a vegan diet possible ही नहीं.
एक चीज मतलब so that the listeners can get a better idea, आप मतलब पावर लिफ्टिंग करते हैं ना?
Yeah.
या तो मतलब यू परफॉर्मेंस वाइज मतलब आपको मतलब कार्निवोर डाइट में देयर वाज नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल
No,
एवर?
no, no problem at all. No problem at all.
ओके.
In fact, so मुझे क्यों problem नहीं आई? Because I was fat adapted. Because I did transition to a carnivore diet from a ketogenic diet. Okay, so problem कहाँ पे आ सकती है? If you are having a high carb diet and suddenly you go to a carnivore diet and suddenly you eliminate all the carbohydrates, तब आपको थोड़े टाइम के लिए प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, because you're not, your body is not fat adapted. Okay, your body
Problem
is
as in
still
what kind of
प्रॉब्लम.
problems?
परफॉर्मेंस बेसिकली हैवी लिफ्टिंग, जो पहले कार्ब्स पे जो लोग
बॉडी
मतलब जो
कार्ब पे डिपेंडेंट थी, अब फैट पे डिपेंडेंट
डिपेंड,
होने में ही
अभी
टाइम लगता है.
फैट, या फैट अडेप्टेड होने के लिए टाइम लगता है, बट वंस यू आर फैट अडेप्टेड, लेट मी टेल यू, उससे बेस्ट कुछ नहीं as far as energy levels are concerned, because you get a sustained source of energy. Fat is a sustained source of energy, and and humans are meant to be in a state of ketosis. A baby is born in the state of
Yeah.
ketosis.
Yes.
Mother's milk sustains that state of ketosis, and once you feed it cerelac and khichdi, only then that state of ketosis breaks. Otherwise वो चलते ही रहता है.
तो
So
या सो लेट मी जस्ट आस्क इंटरेस्टिंग, मतलब ये मेरे को ये पूछना था कि मतलब since you've told us the entire journey, it sounds really Indian. Matlab, everyone can
Yeah.
relate. I can relate. I think Tomin can relate also. I'm pretty sure everyone can relate. Yeah, you know, your journey. So I wanted to ask what your current diet looks like exact current diet looks like.
My current diet is just meat, 1 kg meat and eggs. So I eat as per my hunger now. Okay. So what happens is, when you eliminate carbohydrates, the first good thing that happens is that your leptin and ghrelin, the hormones responsible for satiety and hunger, they fall back in place. Okay. So now when you eat, you eat as per your hunger. You stop when you're satisfied, not full. Okay, being full and being satisfied are two different things. Now I can have like half kg of meat and I won't feel a thing in my stomach, and still I won't be hungry. Okay, I can have half kg to 1 kg of meat, and the next moment, if you ask me to run, or if you ask me to exercise, or if you ask me to do any kind of activity, I can do it, because that वो मेरे लगेगा भी नहीं कि वो है किधर तो मेरे स्टमक में. But with carbohydrates, what happens is that whenever you have a typical Indian meal, 2 घंटे तो आपको वो लगता ही, वो पेट में रहता ही. But that does not happen here. Why? Because see, the leptin hormone, because we have evolved in such a way, for 25 lakh years we have been having meat as our primary source of food. So that meat was fat and protein.
Yep.
So leptin got acclimatized to recognizing protein as the main nutrient your body needs. So what happens is that whenever you give your body sufficient amount of protein, it gives you satiety signal. It tells your, so, and that what that feeling is, I can't explain you. When you experience, you will know what I mean by this. So
yeah,
you,
I wanted to
yeah,
ask this, like, does hunger feel different in both the cases? Like, you said
hunger
those
doesn't
hormones.
yeah, hunger doesn't feel different. Hunger is the same, but the satisfaction is different. When you eat a carb based diet, the satisfaction comes from when you're full,
Full.
basically stomach is full. But here, when you eat this, the satisfaction is from the brain's signals you satisfaction, not your stomach. Okay, and that is a different kind of feeling because you don't feel heavy, you don't feel full, you are still energetic, and you still can do things, yet you are not hungry anymore. Okay.
ये फुल होने का सिग्नल दे रहा है माइंड या बोर होने का सिग्नल दे रहा है माइंड, मतलब मीट खाते खाते बोर हो गए बस अब
नहीं
नहीं?
नहीं नहीं, फुल होने का सिग्नल दे रहा है, बिकॉज इफ यू टेल मी आई विल नेवर, व्हेन यू आर रियली, सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज आई ईट व्हेन आई एम रियली हंग्री, एंड व्हेन यू आर रियली हंग्री डजंट मैटर कि तुम वही चीज चीज खा रहे हो, यू नीड फूड, एंड फूड तो है सामने एंड यू ईट इट. सो वाइल्ड एनिमल्स में भी those animals eat the same thing, but they eat only when they are hungry. That's why they don't get bored with their food. Any animal, even herbivores, even carnivores, for that matter.
Does this happen naturally on a carnivore diet, या फिर
Yeah,
मतलब
this
कि
happens.
साथ में लेके चलना पड़ जाता है, मतलब it's a
No, no,
strict
no, no.
thing?
No, it happens naturally because, as I told you, when you eliminate so carbohydrate, leptin and ghrelin, carbohydrate mess up your leptin and ghrelin level. So it
Okay.
happens in the ketogenic diet itself, not only the carnivore diet.
Carnivore.
And let me tell you, so ketogenic diet. So what is ketogenic diet? Ketogenic diet is the diet which puts you in the state of nutritional ketosis. Okay,
Hmm.
and even on a carnivore diet, you are on in a state of nutritional ketosis only. Okay, so both the diets metabolically आपको same result दे रहे हैं. Even in the carnivore diet, you are in the state of nutritional ketosis. That is, you are burning fat for fuel, because the meat that you have in the carnivore diet is supposed to be fatty meat. Okay, not
Hmm.
lean meat. Okay, so
Yeah.
fat and protein basically. So this happens naturally, and when you, because as I told you, leptin responds beautifully to protein, and when you, so carbohydrates, why carbohydrates got importance in the field of sports and field of bodybuilding, is that there its ability to make you eat more. Okay, so you must have heard the bodybuilders used to eat they used, so bodybuilders, power lifters, every kind of athlete, when they go on a gaining period where they need to gain a lot of muscle, they are required to eat more. Okay, so how do they achieve it? So one trick is that along with your protein, you have add a lot of carbohydrates. Okay, if you try this. Okay, tomorrow have half kg, not half kg, 200 grams of meat you have, just 200 grams of meat you have as is. Okay, without anything, no chapati, nothing, no vegetables, also just 200 grams of meat, and you will notice that you are satisfied, and you don't need anything, any more food. Okay, now do one thing, add rice with that 200 grams of meat, and suddenly you will start eating more, and you will start demanding more food. Okay, so that is the experiment I have also conducted, and that was the reason why carbohydrates were added in a bodybuilder or any athlete's diet, to make them eat more. Okay, to make them eat more protein basically. Okay, so that they gain muscle very quickly. And another reason was the use of, so before 80s and 70s, there was a bodybuilder named Vince Gironda. Okay, who trained Arnold and many other greats, and he used to actually, if you read about him, he used to actually follow the carnivore diet. He used to only recommend steak and eggs. Okay, no carbohydrates for his athletes, and carbohydrates were only eaten during Saturday or Sunday for for refeeding purposes, so that their muscle glycogen gets restored, and so on. So they were only allowed to eat meat and eggs. Okay, so carnivore diet in so in bodybuilding community, in powerlifting community, has been followed since ages. Even the old Olympic athletes, they also ate a diet which was rich in steak, eggs, lard, and saturated fat and carbohydrate. The role of carbohydrates was very minimal. Okay, now what happened in the 70s, in the 80s, a lot of performance enhancing drugs came in the picture, and those performance enhancing drugs, to name specifically, it was the IGF, insulin like growth factor. Okay, and insulin. So insulin, if you know, is a hormone which manages blood sugar level. It is secreted naturally in the human body. insulin is also an anabolic hormone, and it has a role in muscle building also. Okay, so bodybuilders used to inject insulin from the outside, okay, to elicit more growth and more anabolism. And if you inject insulin from the outside, and if you don't give your body carbohydrates, okay, then you can go in a hypoglycemic zone, and you can actually faint, okay, because the insulin that you have given, it will use up all the glucose that is available in your bloodstream, so you need to add more. Okay, so that was the reason why carbohydrates gained a lot of importance in that era. Okay, when insulin, HGH, and IGF was introduced in the field of bodybuilding and sports. Okay, but before that, the role of carbohydrates was very minimal. Okay, and yeah, to eat more, if you search Stan Efferding's vertical diet, okay, it is a diet based on steak, beef steak, and eggs and vegetables. But he says that in order for his athletes to eat more, he adds in white rice. Okay, it helps them to eat more because protein by itself is very satisfying. You cannot eat more protein. Okay, and to eat more protein you need carbohydrates, so that you drive in those calories inside you, and it helps you to build muscle faster. So those are the tricks why carbohydrates is used was used and is still being used in the field of athletic sports. That science is completely lost by people, especially in India. People think that they are essential for muscle building, which is extremely unscientific, because only protein can build any kind of tissue in your body. Neither carbohydrates nor fat can build any kind of tissue. Okay, so the role of carbohydrates was for this to make you eat more, and in fact, obese person, okay, it completely works against an obese person, because what you want from an obese person is that he eats less. Okay, and protein and only protein can do that trick. But instead of that, they, calories, and हम calories पे फोकस करते हैं, तो इतना इतना दाल खाने से अच्छा इतना ही दाल खाओ. But no, it won't, in the long run it is not going to be a good solution for them, because they will, if they eat this much dal, then they will crave for more and more dal or more carbohydrates. Instead of that, give them protein which will satisfy their hunger, and for the next 5 6 hours they won't crave anything.
So,
And that
like,
yeah, yeah, tell me.
is that one of the reasons why carnivore diet it's easy? मतलब carnivore diet में weight loss करना इसीलिए easy है
Yes,
कि because
yes, yes,
protein.
yes, yes. It is because one, so your hunger levels, they get managed. You don't eat as frequently. Okay, and so red meat, so it is again a very big मतलब हमारे food institutions or their lack of understanding. I don't know what happened, but red meat is not only protein. Okay, red meat has iron, zinc, selenium, every B vitamins. Okay, with D, so every micronutrient that you can name, it is present in red meat. Okay, you don't need to consume separately anything. Okay, that is why without vegetables and without fruits, I have been able to sustain and thrive this longer, because red meat itself provides you every micronutrient that you need. Okay, red
Yeah,
meat plus organ meat like liver, you can have bone broth. Every
yeah,
part of animal can provide you with bioavailable. I'm not talking about paper में जो सिर्फ यहाँ भी इतना है, but the body needs to absorb this, and it is researches has shown this. Every paper has shown this, that nutrients from animal sources are absorbed better by human beings than nutrients from plant sources. That is why on a vegan diet you need to eat more. You need to eat a variety of food, and a lot of things. You need to add supplements also, because that diet is limiting in, so especially B12 and protein, a first class protein. The vegan diet has
No first class
no
protein.
source of first class protein. So ये सब उनको करना पड़ता है. And in the wild, you only think, can a vegan survive better or can a carnivore survive better? in the wild. Because पत्ते तो हम खाते नहीं है, ओके, पत्ते तो हम खा नहीं सकते. जो कुछ so I'm not against vegan diet, okay, so but vegan diet is only possible after agriculture and after civilization and after cultivation, but before that a vegan diet एक possible ही नहीं था.
That's
Okay,
what they
so
say. That's what they
yeah,
say कि अब हमारे पास ऑप्शन है, so why kill
हाँ,
animals still? अब
but
हमारे पास
we are,
ऑप्शन है.
yeah, but we are still the same species, we are not evolved, so वो एक है.
So I want to ask you a question here, very specific to the line that you are in. क्या कहते हैं? What do you think about vegan bodybuilders? Like, आपको क्या लगता है उनकी जर्नी, और आप किसी को जानते हो क्या जो vegan bodybuilders हैं?
No, vegan bodybuilder I don't know, but they, so a lot of money goes in protein powder. Let me tell you, vegetarian bodybuilders I know of, so जो serious bodybuilding में है, ना कि influence, जो जिनकी है body, आपको दिखती है कि हाँ इसकी ये बंदे की body है, those guys consume up to, so professional vegetarian जो bodybuilders है, those guys consume up to half kg of protein powder per day, whey protein, okay, and rest of things, so उनका primary source सिर्फ whey protein है, उनको भी मालूम है, and paneer, okay, so if you want to become a serious bodybuilder, and if you want me to give you a diet, every meal of you will have a whey protein scoop in it, and of course paneer, but paneer तुम कितना खाओगे, so whey protein scoop रहेगा ही रहेगा, and so the cost effectiveness you only decide कि कितना it will burn a hole in your pocket, okay, that much amount of, if you can afford, it's great, but still half of your more than half of your protein source is coming from a supplement, and no real food source, and then yeah, and vegan bodybuilders also, they take supplements, a combination of rice protein and all, so they also know the shortcomings of their diet, but they have built, so they have followers, they have built their image, and they have a lot of things riding on them, so they can't, even if they want to, they can't back out now. And of course performance enhancing drugs are there, okay, to help them achieve a more muscular physique.
Okay,
But
so
supplements, you have to, if you decide you want to become a vegan, supplements पे तुम्हारा बहुत खर्चा होने वाला है.
okay, and what by that what I can say is that आप मतलब कोई supplements नहीं लेते.
No, I have a whey protein dabba with me, but that is for kabhi, whenever I miss a meal, or
Okay.
whenever I don't have time to cook. I don't cook, but whenever I don't have time to eat, basically, or whenever I missed a meal, or when yeah, that for that time I take that whey protein,
Okay.
but that too only one. Other than that,
उसके अलावा कोई
no,
कैप्सूल या मतलब कोई मतलब
no.
विटामिन या
No.
मल्टीविटामिन या ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
No, only magnesium I take
Okay.
as a mineral, but because magnesium is important mineral, and for those who lift and sweat a lot, magnesium becomes very important. So that addition needs to be there. But rest, no, nothing.
ओके एंड एक चीज और एक स्पेसिफिक सा एक सवाल है, मतलब ये इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाएगा कि मतलब व्हाट डू यू डू विद योर रेड मीट, लाइक मतलब करते क्या हो, मतलब वो आप हाउ डू यू ईट इट, लाइक आप मतलब
I eat, I make, so seasonings and all में it is quite carnivore diet में वो काफी gray area है कि कौन से seasonings use कर सकते हो, कौन से ये, so and me also to, so ये मैं carnivore diet के लिए नहीं, but I don't react well to garlic, I don't react well to onion, okay, मुझे बहुत bloating and इसकी problems होती है, so my meat is cooked in garlic and onions तो मिनिमल क्वांटिटी में होते हैं, जितना टेस्ट के लिए होता है उतना, एंड सॉल्ट पेपर मसालाज एंड ऑल आई यूज, ओके, because the kind of cuts that you get here, it is impossible to have them like Sean Baker has, okay, steaks and all, we don't get steaks and all, and even if we get, they're very expensive, टेंडरलॉइन कट्स एंड they're very
हाँ
expensive.
एग्जैक्टली हाँ
Occasionally वो खाने में ठीक है, but as of now I get रेगुलर जो मीट मिलता है, मिन्स करके लाता हूँ मैं, कीमा करके, एंड देन आई कुक इट रेगुलरली, लाइक मतलब उतना जो हमारे मसाले वगैरह होते हैं वैसा नहीं, बट जो जहाँ पे टेस्ट आ जाए, सॉल्ट पेपर थोड़ा सा मसाला अगर डाला तो, एंड अनियंस एंड टमाटोज, दैट्स इट, उस पे मैं खा लेता हूँ.
एंड व्हाट अबाउट फैट्स, मतलब उसमें ऑयल वगैरह यूज करते हो आप?
Ghee, I use ghee
ओके
because the meat that we get here is very lean. Okay, it doesn't
हाँ
have a fat of its own, so
एग्जैक्टली
that is the problem. And the taste is also compared to other. So the kind of meat Sean Baker has or other carnivores around Europe or America they have, वो तो अलग, that is beef actually. So
हाँ
यहाँ पे तो मिलता नहीं है वो. So यहाँ पे we have to do with pork, we have to do with buffalo meat, we have to do with lamb. So lamb तो tasty रहता है, but pork and buffalo meat the taste में इतना नहीं है. But to tell you, so buffalo meat is extremely good, okay, as far as performance is concerned, because कुछ buffalo meat में so there is this heme iron, okay, that is there. So compared to beef, buffalo meat has more of heme iron in it. So yeah, there are advantages to it, but the taste is horrible.
तो
I would
मतलब
go all yeah.
नो नो से प्लीज
So as I make it, for me that taste is horrible because I can't have spices because my system doesn't react well to it. But if you or any other person, they can handle spices, they can handle onions, they can handle they can handle garlic well, then they can they can enjoy. So so this is for me. I have restricted myself because I can't tolerate those things well. But I know some of my clients, they can tolerate spices, and they actually they crave spicy food and they can tolerate it well. So they have a blast having, and I'm also not complaining about it. So whatever I'm having, I eat whenever I'm hungry. So जो अच्छा ही लगता है मुझे वो खाने.
तो मटन कोरमा, अगर मतलब मटन कोरमा या कुछ ऐसा खाया जाए तो बेसिकली वो कार्निवोर डाइट में आ रहा है वो?
Yeah,
ओके,
yes.
आई मीन डज इट, आई मीन द स्पाइसेस नॉट
as
अफेक्ट द?
long so as long as you don't have a predisposition to वो spices से आपको कोई problem नहीं हो रही है, then you can add. So basically carnivore diet was formed, so basically why this elimination diet was recommended for certain autoimmune conditions like IBS, rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so where certain foods, when you even where you don't know what is causing that problem, so that is when you eliminate certain spices, certain food groups, and then after when you recover, you try to add in some of those foods back, and then you will see कि किस फूड से प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, किस फूड से नहीं प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी. So that is why the carnivore diet was specially invented to let you know ki which of the foods were causing problems to you. So in your case, if you are enjoying your meat with spices added to it and you don't face any problem, then go ahead. Nothing is wrong with that.
Okay. So basically, you would say that we all should go on a elimination diet and figure out what works for
Yes.
us.
If
Definitely.
you have a problem, I had a problem of IBS.
Yeah.
I had a problem of digestion. So for me, it was. But if you don't have any problem, any such problem, then don't
But
unnecessary.
as per my knowledge, most people don't even think IBS is a problem.
Yeah,
Like
that is
irritable bowel
fine.
syndrome is something which is very common, and people take it
Yeah,
as
but
it's usual stuff.
no, but it is a gateway to a lot of other problems because your problems begin in the intestine itself, because it is a gateway to your other parts of the body, your entire body. डाइजेशन वहाँ पे होता है, असिमिलेशन वहाँ पे होता है. अगर वही चीज में अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो क्या न्यूट्रिएंट कहाँ से असिमिलेट होंगे, कहाँ से अच्छी बॉडी न्यूट्रिएंट्स एक्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे. if your main digestion, if you don't digest food properly, then it is not, कितना भी खाओ, कितना भी तुम nutrient dense food खाओ, but if it is not getting digested properly, no use. It is as good as not eating.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, I wanted to ask you one thing here. Because when we were initially looking for carnivore diet followers in India, हमें पता नहीं था कि इतने मतलब लोग मिलेंगे कि हमें doubt था. And you are in the fitness line also. So how common is, I mean, you mentioned carnivore diet के बारे में लोगों को बहुत पता था मतलब fitness line में. So how common is it in India? Are there
No, it
people
is
who advocate it?
no. So only me and I guess Prajjot, I know of only both of us do advocate it. But still, it is same. Not even, so it is so it is all conventional wisdom in the fitness industry. It is the same. Nothing has changed since the fitness industry has arrived. It is the same कि तुम्हें बैलेंस डाइट होना चाहिए, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स खाने चाहिए, एनर्जी कार्बोहाइड्रेट से मिलती है, फैट को मिनिमल रखो, एलिमिनेट ही कर दो, एलिमिनेट करोगे तो बेटर है, लेकिन मिनिमल रखो, ब्रश से ऑयल लगाओ, घी मत यूज करना, ब्राउन राइस खाना, रात को कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स नहीं खाना. इट इज ऑल दैट ओनली. इट इज सो नथिंग. सो कार्निवर डाइट तो मतलब इट विल टेक मोर 50 years आई थिंक टू रीच देयर. हमें बेसिक ही नहीं अभी तक बेसिक्स ही हमारे गड़बड़ है, तो carnivore diet, I think it will take a long time, but we hope to reach there. So I don't want everyone to follow this carnivore diet, but at least the importance of red meat should be considered when athletes and when sports is concerned, because it really boosts up your performance. And imagine our top level athletes, if they add red meat in their diet, and if it gives a boost to their performance, obviously as a nation we will only benefit
Benefit.
from it.
But yeah, we have religious restrictions also.
Yeah,
So I mean, we
religious
need to have.
restriction, that is completely different topic, but we don't have the knowledge also.
Hmm. Yeah.
And whenever I say red meat, people are scared. Basically, people treat red meat as a alcohol or cigarette, that category में डाल देते हैं कि
Cholesterol. That is
इसको.
the
हाँ,
only thing that I
yeah,
hear about. Like cholesterol हो जाएगा.
cholesterol हो जाएगा, and it is all cholesterol. As I told you, it is nothing to be worried about. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
pretty sure carnivore diet को French consider करते होंगे अभी.
yes. Let me joke. Let me tell you a joke. Whenever I go out with my friends, okay, and if they want me, they want to introduce me to a friend of theirs, they will say, "Is this is Siddhesh? He only eats mutton and eggs." Huh? Like they're introducing some wild animal in the zoo. He only eats. He doesn't eat rice. He doesn't eat vegetables. He only eats eggs and mutton. So before I even say hi, they are done with telling he only eats
Yeah. इमेज
mutton
बना
and
दिया उन्होंने. ये
हाँ.
बस मांस
Then I
खाता है.
हाँ
दूर
हाँ
रहो इससे.
ये
हाँ
एलियन है, ये थोड़ा दूर रहना इनसे.
हाँ. Yes,
भगवान
yes, yes.
भगवान ने मतलब सब बनाया था सब कुछ खाने के लिए, ये सिर्फ कुछ और ही खाते हैं, ये सिर्फ मटन खाते हैं
हाँ
बस.
हाँ. लाइक जू में कैसा ये जानवर है, ये खाता है, ये वो करता है, रात में सोता है, रात में जागता है, दिन में सोता है, ये वैसा.
ओके.
Okay.
नहीं, एक चीज और
This
ये
was.
पूछनी थी. व्हेन यू गो आउट, व्हाट डू यू एक्चुअली हैव? मतलब लाइक दोस्तों के साथ जाते हो, मतलब पार्टीज वार्टीज करते हो कुछ?
हाँ. सो ये वहाँ पे तो मीट के कितने डिशेस रहते हैं अवेलेबल. सो स्टेक आया है, स्टेक्स भी मिलते हैं रेस्टोरेंट में. मटन के जो डिशेस होते हैं, मटन ग्रेवी आया है, तंदूरी चिकन आया है, सो तंदूर स्टार्टर्स एंड दोस थिंग्स आया है, एग्स आया है, तो
तो
बहुत कुछ
बेसिकली करी
चीजें.
मंगा लो.
हाँ
रोटी और चावल ना मंगाओ, बस करी मंगा के
हाँ.
खा लो.
करी मंगाओ, उसमें से पीसेस उठा के खा लो, बिकॉज बाकी के स्पाइसेस पता नहीं मुझे मैं कितना टॉलरेट कर पाऊंगा, तो
ओके.
पीसेस उठा के.
तो बेसिकली यू व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज, मतलब आप नॉर्मल खाना, मतलब नॉर्मल नॉनवेज जो बन रहा है, पनीर सॉरी वो मटन कोरमा टाइप्स कुछ बन रहा है जो, वो आप खा सकते हो एंड यू कैन स्टिल बी ऑन द
यस
कार्निवोर डाइट. आई मीन
यस यस
नथिंग लाइक,
यस.
मतलब आप स्पाइसेस वगैरह में रिड्यूस करो या
नहीं
मतलब सॉल्ट पेपर
नहीं
ही
या
यूज करो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है?
नो स्पाइसेस वगैरह में कब रिड्यूस, व्हेन यू आर नॉट एबल टू टॉलरेट, जैसे मैंने किया. I'm not able to. I can't tolerate spices. I can't tolerate garlic. I can't tolerate a lot of onion. So that I have reduced because I know. But अगर मैं टॉलरेट कर पाता, अगर मैं स्पाइसेस टॉलरेट कर पाता, तो ऑब्वियसली मैं वो ऐड करता और मैं वो खाता. So that has no, there is no restriction on them.
Great,
So
Of
great.
course, you shouldn't go overboard. मतलब मटन से ज्यादा वो बाराने का मसाला और ताराने के मुर्गे और बाराने का मसाला नहीं होना चाहिए. But you get my point.
या टोटली. तो आई मीन एक चीज और ये पूछनी थी, मतलब इफ यू वांट टू गिव एनी टिप्स टू एनी न्यू बिगिनर जो कार्निवोर ट्राई करना चाहता है, जो इम्प्रेस्ड है आपके मतलब इससे, सो इज देयर एनी टिप्स और इज देयर एनी मतलब
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ दैट यू वांट
So
टू
I will always recommend him to start a ketogenic diet first. Okay, not to jump on the carnivore diet directly. Get fat adapted and then gradually reduce the amount of fiber in the diet. Okay, because our body is used to fiber. So birth से हम fiber खाते आ रहे हैं. Okay, so our intestines, our digestive system is kind of used to it. Okay, अचानक से अगर if you eliminate completely fiber, आपको कॉन्स्टिपेशन डायरेक्टली आपको डायरिया होने के चांसेस है इफ यू गो डायरेक्टली टू द कार्निवोर डाइट. आज आप दाल चावल खा रहे हो, नेक्स्ट डे आपने पूरा मटन खाना स्टार्ट किया, तो बाउंड टू यू विल बी गेटिंग डाइजेस्टिव डिस्ट्रेसेस. So first start on a ketogenic diet, get yourself metabolically adapted to a fat burning stage, then gradually reduce the amount of fiber you have. So suppose you are having lunch may you are having vegetables and dinner may you are having the vegetables, skip the dinner ka vegetables. After some weeks when you are adjusted to it, gradually reduce the amount of vegetables in the lunch also. Then your body will slowly adapt to the lack of fiber in the diet. And human body, the fiber is completely non-essential for the human body and we can do without it. Okay, but बिकॉज हमको आदत हुई है इतने टाइम से, दैट इज वाई सडनली हमारा अगर इंटेक कम होता है तब प्रॉब्लम होती है. बट if you do it in a systematic way, if you do it in a gradual way, then there is no issue of fiber and digestion. And in fact there are studies. Okay, you will be I was shocked when I found about this study. It was done on constipated individuals. Okay, so they were divided into three groups. Okay, one group was given a high fiber diet, second group was given a medium fiber diet, and the third group was given no fiber diet. Low, not low, complete no fiber diet. And the results were the constipation and everything, the gastric problems, all were resolved with the no fiber diet only. Okay, so people who are having no fiber at all, they resolved their constipation issues, they resolved their anal bleeding issues, they resolved their gut issues. And the people who are having high fiber diet, they nothing resolved in them. So again fiber is very so जितना इम्पोर्टेंस है फाइबर का, जो हम देते जा रहे हैं फाइबर खाओ, उतना तो बिल्कुल नहीं है. पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस भी है, जब ज़्यादा फाइबर खाते हैं तो क्या होता है. So I have that experience of IBS with me. And fiber is necessary when, so on a high carbohydrate based diet, fiber becomes necessary because it helps in controlling your blood glucose level. Okay, but when you eliminate carbohydrates, that role is आप उसको वो role का कोई ये नहीं. The second role of fiber is that gut bacteria your gut bacteria eats the fiber that is in your intestine and makes butyrate out of it. Okay, butyric acid, butyrate out of it, which is used by your large intestine cell for energy. Okay, that role is again gone when you adopt a ketogenic diet. Okay, when your body becomes fat adapted and when your body runs on beta hydroxybutyrate, okay, which is a ketone which your liver produces, then then your intestines have readily butyrate available with them. That time your cells don't require, your gut bacteria doesn't require to create butyrate specially from fiber. Okay, that role is also gone when you are in a fat adapted state. So similarly, on the carnivore diet, you are in a fat adapted state and you don't have carbohydrates. So that role of fiber is fiber is inconsequential there.
तो दी वन अदर क्वेश्चन, मतलब जो ये पूछना था, जो जो आपने जैसे टिप्स बताया, उसमें कुछ और मतलब डू यू वांट टू ऐड ऑन टू, मतलब अदर देन द फैक्ट कि मतलब आप कीटोसिस से
Yes,
शुरू करो और
add so keep a watch on your salt intake. Okay, salt minimum, especially sodium and magnesium. Okay, so magnesium that you should have if you, even if you are not on a ketogenic diet, because magnesium is extremely important. But for bone formation also, and for energy genesis also. But your sodium levels you should be you should keep a tab on. So you should salt all your meals, have salt water. So and nowadays we fear salt. You don't fear salt at all. Salt is extremely essential for your muscle contraction and to provide you the energy. So if you are going on a ketogenic diet, or if you are going on a carnivore diet, keep make sure that you are having enough salt. Okay,
ओके
and consciously make an effort to include salt in your diet. Have bone broth, paya soup, that also has a lot of minerals, and add salt. And have salted water. Salt all your meals to taste. Okay, don't go less on salt.
Okay. And for all the viewers right now, I want to repeat, Siddhesh Patre is a certified nutritionist. हम हवा में बात नहीं कर रहे, ना ही सिद्धेश सर हवा में बात कर रहे इधर, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. He is a certified nutritionist, and if he says all these things, he must be experienced, and he is experienced, and he of course matlab he has been doing it on his own, and he has been advising all his clients also, so you can actually trust what he says. Tomin, is there anything that you would want to add here?
Yeah, I think this was a pretty interesting talk. Thanks, Siddesh,
Thank you,
for
thank you,
coming and really
thank you.
you shared your
ये
points.
दिस वाज मोर ऑफ अ वेरी वो मतलब इंडियन टच के साथ, मतलब अच्छा मतलब था कि मतलब पूरा जर्नी के साथ समझ में आया, एंड आई कुड रिलेट टोटली टू इट. मतलब अब मैं मतलब आई कैन थिंक ऑफ गेटिंग इनटू कार्निवोर, बिकॉज आई थॉट कार्निवोर मतलब लैम लेके आओ, थोड़ा सॉल्ट करो, पेपर करो, थोड़ा सा घी डाल के रोस्ट करके खा जाओ. देन आई वाज लाइक यार ये तो शायद नहीं हो
So I
पाएगा.
also started like that.
ओके
Okay, I also started like that. But after that, once I researched, the elimination was not a hard and fast rule. It was elimination was for कि तुम्हें अगर कुछ चीजों से प्रॉब्लम है, ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर्स है, वो एसेस करने के लिए दैट एलिमिनेशन वाज. बट आई सो फॉर दैट ओनली आई एलिमिनेटेड गार्लिक, सम अमाउंट ऑफ गार्लिक, थोड़ा तो रहता ही है. बट जो ज्यादा हमारे जो तड़का डालते हैं गार्लिक का, वो नहीं डालता हूँ. अनियंस थोड़ा कम किया है. सो वो एलिमिनेशन उसके लिए, दैट
ओके
इज व्हाई दैट एलिमिनेशन.
ओके.
एंड
ये
from an Indian वो cuts ही नहीं. So
एग्जैक्टली
tenderloin, ribeye steak,
रिवाइज स्टेक
those
एंड
you can have with salt and pepper. Those will उनका अलग ही खुद का फ्लेवर होता है. But
एग्जैक्टली.
इंडिया में जो मीट्स मिलते हैं, that is impossible to have with only salt and pepper. So
एंड
you have to spice up.
एग्जैक्टली. एंड मतलब आर यू एन ऑर्गन मीट ईटिंग गाय? आई मीन ऑर्गन्स भी खाते हो?
I yeah, I eat organs also, but not regularly. Yeah, but sometimes so like brain bheja hai, liver I have. So I'm not a big fan of lamb or lamb liver because it is very tough. Chicken liver I have. Okay, so chicken liver is soft and it is easy to eat. So I have chicken liver. And brain. Yeah, brain is good actually. It has a lot of DHA. DHA
Okay.
which is required for your brain. So it has a lot of so brain. So you can have brain also if you
Yeah,
like it.
वो हॉर्लिक्स कॉम्प्लान के एड में देखा था डीएचए.
हाँ,
हाँ,
तो
DHA.
उनके यहाँ पे DHA ना के बराबर रहता है. So real DHA if you want, have fish, have bheja, yeah. So those वहाँ से real DHA मिलेगा. Even eggs.
Great,
Okay.
great, great. So, Siddesh, I just wanted to ask you finally. I mean, what do you think about what we are trying to do here? Well, we are not specifically any carnivore supporters or
Yeah,
anything.
but you guys are doing great. I mean, getting different viewpoints, and especially इंडिया में इंडियंस और इंडिया में ऐसी कोई चीजें सो लाइक यू ब्रॉट मी अ कार्निवोर यू विल बी ब्रिंगिंग अदर पीपल हु जो जो मैंने शायद सुना नहीं है कभी मतलब जैसे
Hmm.
कि लोगों ने कार्निवोर डाइट के बारे में अभी तक सुना नहीं है जो मैं बता रहा हूँ कुछ कुछ चीजें ऐसी होगी जो मैंने सुनी नहीं है और आपने आपके पॉडकास्ट थ्रू मुझे देखने मिलेगी सो इट इज
फ्रूटेरियन में
क्वाइट
भी, जो सिर्फ फ्रूट खाते हैं.
फ्रूटेरियन वो तो सुना है मैंने वीगन सुना है बट समथिंग विच इज नॉट डाइट रिलेटेड एंड समथिंग विच इज रियली इंटरेस्टिंग एंड और वो भी एक फ्रॉम एन इंडियन सो अच्छा लगता है मतलब दूसरे भी इंडियंस कुछ अलग कर रहे हैं एंड दे हैव प्रॉपर रीजनिंग बिहाइंड इट so you guys are really doing great and this is a really unique initiative that you guys have taken
वरना
so
इंडिया में तो
Thanks a
always
आपने
lot.
वरना इंडिया में तो
Indian
जैसे आपने कहा ही था कि मतलब भगवान ने बनाया, सब खाना ही तो होता है, ये
हाँ
सब
हाँ
सब
हाँ
कुछ खाना
हाँ
है. Anyways, thank you so much. This was a very, very
thank
interesting
you
conversation. We
thank
had
you
a
thanks
lovely
a lot
time.
same here same